Okay, hello there. It's benevolent history speaking. Oh, it's a bit laggy, but and I'm gonna give you a replay for once. You haven't seen me do a replay, all of those live commentaries and whatnot. So here's an interesting battle. I was playing against Egypt. It's a 3v3 battle, so it's an interesting battle. 3v3s are pretty chaotic as with other team battles. And you can see me play as the very overpowered Egypt. The reason why Egypt is so sucky to face is the fact that they have pretty dang good they have chariots, they have a lot of archers, and whatnot. So this is Total War Rebel. Raise Dark, that's me on the right side. I'm playing as the Egyptians. Over here in the middle is JuLiUs, and he's playing as the Carthaginians. On the left is XII-ARDITI MaXiMox, and he's playing as the Armenians, which it's rather strange how the army he chose. I mean, Maximov. We would expect that he'd bring more cataphracts, and we're gonna face against our opponents. I really forgot the name. Haven't really prepared for this. One of them is playing as the Seleucids, and another is playing as the SPQR Romans, and facing me is a player playing as Macedon. So basically, I guess we have the archer superiority, seeing that I'm Egypt. And Egyptians, like Scythia and Dacia, they could bring 2 chariot archers and up to 8 foot archers, so that they have a maximum of 10 missile units. However, unlike Dacia and Scythia, they have chariots, and already since chariots are pretty overpowered in this game, that makes a pretty deadly combination. The only bad things about the Egyptians are these crappy Pharaoh's guards. I mean, they're okay, decent, but not that great in a true fight. Apparently my sister just fell over. And you see here, JuLiUs brought 5 units of round shield light cav of the Carthaginians, 6 units of Balearic slingers, and 6 sacred band hoplites, and 2 slingers. So he brought a maximum of 8 slingers, because Carthage doesn't have any archers. MaXiMox here has bought 6 archers, 4 cataphracts, 2 horse archers, 1 light Arab cavalry, and 5 heavy spearmen. And our opponents, for Seleucids, is Italus Invictus, who's playing as Seleucids. Redundant, but 6 archers, 4 silver shield pikemen, it seems, 4 cataphracts, really heavily upgraded, 2 side chariots, and 2 militia cav. Here, Romans is SPQR Romans is XI-ARDITI Miles. I believe he's a recruit, so he's 4 Roman archers, 4 archer auxilia, long range archers, and 4 Praetorian cav, and 4 urban cohorts. And over here is Genroy of the XI-ARDITI. He's also a recruit, and he's got, it seems, 5 royal pikemen, 1, 2, 3, 6 archers, 2 Cretan archers, long range, very high attack archers, and 1 light lancer, and a combination Macedonian companion cav. Right now, I sent my chariot archers up to harass Genroy's archers, Cretan archers. You can see here, Genroy is falling back a bit, which is strange. It's like he probably should have moved. At least 1 royal pikeman, or maybe he should have gotten a throwaway unit to just block my chariot archers. And you can see here that he's allowing his Cretans to get in range of my chariot archers. Normally, when you're fighting as chariot archers, you basically want to block the attacks, block the missiles from hitting your own foot archers. And you can see on this wing, MaXiMox is doing the same thing with one of his horse archers. Seems that he's using one horse archer to attack first, and once that horse archer gets tired, he could send this other one in place. And I failed to do that on this wing because I didn't know about that. Let's see here that. So currently, those size chariots really deadly against MaXiMox, and yeah, basically, cav advantage we do have is my chariots and MaXiMox's cataphracts. Obviously, Carthage will bring the infantry because Carthage is very good on infantry. That's why JuLiUs didn't bother with any heavy cav, just light cav for harassment purposes. One of the mistakes I could say that Miles made, he probably should have moved his long-range archers to attack JuLiUs' slingers. Instead, he just awkwardly moves his long-range archer auxilia way to the left. It was pretty awkward for me to see because normally you don't expect that. And I'm using my Pharaoh's bowman engaging his Cretans, and you can see Genroy's Cretans are getting pwned hardcore. I think that's why General Miles sent his archer auxilia in support. I believe I retreat with my Pharaoh's bowman. JuLiUs tells me to, so. See, I caught one of his light lancer units with one of my Egyptian chariots. Because I brought 3 Egyptian chariots here and 3 would be left in reserve. See, all this heavy cav just sent out. It's actually a pretty scary sight to see, even if you're using chariots. It's a huge blob of cav. I mean, this battle basically taught you'll see an interesting mistake I made. Hopefully I won't make it again. So right now I'm retreating all of these chariots, because even if chariots have a bonus against cavalry will, because he has so much heavy cav and because they're in a huge blob, they can just totally slaughter my 3 Egyptian chariots. Plus Miles is sending 2 of his Praetorian cav for support. So right now it looks pretty bad for me here. I was so slow. You can see that. I was slow to react. Very slow. And one of my Egyptian chariots just routed on contact. And I sent a few of my other chariots to help support. I mean, as Egypt, you really want to conserve your chariots, because if you run out of chariots, you're basically dead. Even if your opponent isn't very competent. Egypt's really only asset are those missiles and those chariots. So because if you just take away the chariots, you can nullify that. And you can see here I made a huge blunder. I mean, I just charged all of my Egyptian chariots, and I thought I was relying on the fact that my Egyptian chariots would be able to route them, because, well, my chariots have a bonus against cav. But because his Macedonian cav are in a huge blob, you can see here that my chariots cannot maneuver very well, so they just get caught. And basically all of them just die horrible deaths. See how all of my chariots are routing. On the other wing, I believe MaXiMox is, I believe, doing pretty well. It seems that he routed his two of Italis' militia cav. Right now Italis is chasing Arab cav with side chariots, which is basically feudal. See that? Lots of archer damage, really good. MaXiMox didn't lose much. However, now because I lost basically all my chariots, we're at a huge cav disadvantage. And mainly, you really want to get a cav advantage against your opponent. Because basically in this game, if you get the cavalry advantage, you basically win, unless you make mistakes with those cav. But normally you don't. See that I'm just skirmishing with my Egyptian chariot archers with my Pharaoh's bowman. My Egyptian chariot archers are completely exhausted. I believe that JuLiUs, because he's doing absolutely nothing. I believe he went like to the bathroom to eat a little bit, while my chariots are just getting owned. He was probably just eating something, just sitting in the middle here, chilling out. Yeah, I made a huge mistake with that chariots. Man, I will not do that again. Well, you know, mistakes like that, you learn not to do them again. Still interesting to see that Miles is not sending up his Ultra Auxilia out to attack these slingers.